Lads, welcome to True Footy Live. An impromptu stream today. It's just me. I had some errands to run. I was doing fun things, like a normal 28-year-old does on a Saturday. I went to see Fantastic Beasts 3. It is okay. So I thought I'd do an impromptu stream. How is everyone? Ooh, this shirt is warm. What's the game been like so far? I have not tuned in, but it seems like GWS have had all the field territory, and the Demons are unsurprisingly 4 goals straight. G'day Nick, g'day Huntsman, g'day Sportsnut, g'day Lesser Dog. 8 in the chat, welcome guys. Thank you for joining me as I crack. Oh yeah, that was a hot crack. AFL channel points out that it's a bit late. It is a bit late, sorry mate. I had things to do. G'day, Angie boy. How good are Crom? Yeah, big win by them. Tell you what, Tex Walker, say what you want about him. You don't have to like him, but far out, he is a good footballer. 5 goals today, 4 goals last week. Unreal. He makes him a much better team when he's in, unsurprisingly. Just having a look at the stats of that game. Going through mostly my fantasy, actually. 78 for Matty Crouch. Mediocre. Well, Whitfield's actually having a good game today. That's fantastic. I've captained Taranto. That was bold. He has been very consistent this year. Disney choke out to get you. Not sure what that's in reference to. G'day Rogue Riot. G'day Riley, who says he's still yet to get a tip wrong this round. Wow, well done. I think the only one I've got wrong is Adelaide. I tipped Richmond. And I've tipped Port to win tomorrow, guys, and I'm not feeling confident about it. Talk me out of it. There we go. I'm not going to get a haircut, Huntsman. I'm actually liking the filthy gremlin look. Thank you very much. It's quite dirty, but I like the dirty. It just feels right, you know? Feels natural. It's a stoppage, Melbourne. Just outside Melbourne's 50 at the moment. Just trying to keep up the chat. What's your top 4 best teams in the comp right now? That's a great question. I'm probably going to do my power rankings this week, which you've just reminded me to do. But off the top of my head, excuse me, Melbourne, obviously, Brisbane. Have a look at the ladder. West Coast, obviously. Dare I say it, Sydney are not far from St Kilda, but I'd probably have Sydney ahead of them. And maybe Geelong. Oh, but then let's see how Carlton goes tomorrow. But I think Carlton probably deserve to be in that. If they're not to win tomorrow, they'll probably be in the top 4 of the power rankings. Oh goodness, Lesser Dog. Hall and Grundy in my fantasy pain. What do they get? Do they both get injured? A bit out of the loop this round so far. I'm going to have to play catch up. Gorn's lining up for goal number 5 for the D's. Jeez, GWS suck. Holy shit, he's kicked it. He is dangerous from range. I got the pies wrong on ESPN because I misclicked. Oh, that's rough. Josh Rochelle, I'll take that as a compliment. He's a young, strapping lad. Rogue Riot says he got Collingwood wrong because I'm doing a tipping and copying against my dad and he makes me tip Collingwood every week. Well. He'll be laughing about that. Do you dislike not having games at like 8 PM your time? I've grown up with it at this time slot, so I like the 5:30 game, to be honest. What do you think, Steez and other Melbourne viewers? Do you prefer it at 8 o'clock? I don't know, it seems weird to me. I don't want to have to go straight to bed, you know? Yes, Huntsman, I do have mangoes. It's both I watched the Druzy vlog as a Swans fan. It was hilarious. It was a funny vlog, actually. I watched it today as well. It was some giggles. G'day Disco, welcome mates. Good to have you. Your D's are looking pretty hard to beat at the moment. Not that the Giants are a particularly good team anyway, but we know how good the Demons are. I've just put the mockers on Bowie, who's just kicked it into someone. The Giants do have quite a lot of young players, in fairness to them. Like, they should be better than they are, but you look around the team and it's quite young. Like O'Halloran, Bruin, obviously Tom Green. There's a few more. I do know what you mean, Huntsman. It is the second quarter AFL channel. It is 3 minutes into the second term. Oh, gone from takes a mark from where we know he's dangerous. 55 out. He could kick this. G'day, Cardman. Thank you. Seems unnecessary, but welcome, mate. Rogue Wright got Adelaide this week in Gold Coast last week, but man, that's good tipping. I did have a feeling Adelaide could win that, to be honest. Richmond is just so up and down. Happy Easter to you, CJ King. 11 a.m. games. Yeah, I like the old early games. When I grew up in the Middle East, the games were on at 8:30 in the morning, and then the night games were on at like 1:30. UCAT, are you actually sitting next to Disco? That's funny. What are the odds of that? Did you organise that, or are you messing with me? I feel like you're messing with me. Prefer consistent times with matches. Some start 1 hour apart sometimes. As in, you'd like them all not staggered? I think staggered's alright. Richmond's midfield is just arse. I agree, Rogue. Is Bushy having a tug? I don't know where Bush is actually. I just decided to fire this up very, very last minute, but I've got a feeling he is babysitting. Or dog sitting, actually. Another inside 50 here for the Ds. They've had all the field position this quarter. Did you guys organise that, Tim? Oh, and to answer your question, Tulip, I think he's dog sitting, but there is every chance he is also still having a tug, let's be honest. Oh, that's cool, Riley. What are the odds Hawthorn pull off an upset? Taranto, my captain. Judo was trying to find a way out. Taranto, throw it on your boot. Yes, please. They still can't get past halfway in Melbourne. Melbourne have all the answers at the moment. Sam Taylor's a good footballer. I would love to recruit him to West Coast, even though we really don't need him. He's a gun. Richmond never write off. I think they can make finals. Their midfield was the worst 6 with the premierships. Yeah. I still think their midfield then was better than it is now. But you're right. It's not. They don't rely on having a good midfield, and they're you can't write them off. I agree. They're good one week though, and terrible the next. Top 1K is pretty good, Rogue. Riley reckons Cats by 15. That would be a pretty good game. If it's 15 points the margin. GWS might have Hogan takes a mark hard up against the boundary. He chips it. It's bowled. Oh no. Cornelio. I think he thought someone else was going to mark it and he didn't get their hands up in time. G'day, footy bongs. My thoughts on the Eagles. Yes, that was poor, wasn't it? It was not particularly good. Yeah, I don't know. We just got mauled from start to finish. Like, it's hard to isolate one part of the game. They were criticised for bringing in so many underdone players, but like I said, when you get mauled from the opening bounce, it's hard to blame conditioning. I think we do suck without Nat Nui. But even still, that doesn't explain the rest of the game, Himmelberg gets this first and the Giants first. So yeah, I'm hoping we can write it off a little bit, the loss. We do suck against Sydney, but it has dampened my confidence, that's for sure. We got Port next week. We could win ridiculously. Julep wrote off Richmond the moment they added the stand rule. I think that's had an impact on us too. And the 666. But to be fair, McGovern has been one of our best players, probably our best player this season. So. The midfield back then also had Dusty actually playing impressed you, not made of glass. Fair observations. Hogan should have taken the set shot. Yeah, probably a good call in hindsight. Mind you, the kick was good. The players were there. He just dropped them up. West Coast should self-ship and get some currency from the older players. I just don't think we'll get any trade value out of them, A lot of them are... I mean, looking aside from the fact that that's just not something that happens much in AFL, but you'd be selling them heavily discounted, and a lot of them are like 28 to 30, so... I don't think it's a viable option for us. Huntsman's sad Will Day's not playing. Yeah, he can't get on the park. Poor fella. Good player. Riley doesn't think the Tigers will make the 8. No, yeah, I do agree with that. So Langdon's lining up after a dangerous tackle call. Thank you, AFL channel. Happy Easter to you and everyone else in the chat. Langdon misses the left, I reckon. So when are Melbourne actually playing good observation? Good opposition. Good observation. Who have they played so far? Have they had a tough opponent yet? Well, they beat the Bulldogs, so it depends how you rate the Bulldogs. Just removing my shoes and my foot pantaloons, aka socks. Oh, Demon's loading up again. Another inside 50 here. Free kick to the Giants. They breathe a sigh of relief. Thoughts on the Suns against the Saints, and do you feel like players can change their positions from what they were drafted at? Well, I didn't catch the game today, to be completely honest with you, so I will have to play catch up with that. They ended up going down by about 5 goals, so pretty standard. Who played well for them? Anderson and Miller, unsurprisingly, had a fair bit of the ball. Ainsworth with a couple. Other than that, no real standouts. At least statistically. Yes, I do definitely think players can change from when they're drafted. I think as well, especially nowadays when players go through the draft process, they are coached to sort of play multiple positions. So key position players generally get a taste of forward and back. Oh my God, Langdon, that's the worst shank of the season so far. It actually bounced in play. He's laughing about it. Yeah, fair point, Rogue, about the fixture. Still, every team except... every team sort of has stumbled to some extent. Maybe Brisbane, you wouldn't say have stumbled just because they lost to Geelong, but Melbourne have been consistent. Wait, what? AFL General? That is not true. I broke up with her. No, says you're bad. Oh. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, leave all your girlfriends who don't watch True Footy, guys. That's a decent call on Christian Slater there, Tulip. Oh, Oh, Cornelio gets a handball off. Oh, or have they paid high? Oh my goodness. The man who gives away the free kick is pissing blood out of his head. Is that Harms? So Cornelio lining up. He's in my fantasy, so that's good. Bring back the mid-season trade rules. Was that a thing before? That's true. Daniel Rich and Luke Hodge played from midfield to halfback. Yeah, that's right. They yeah, there's quite a few like midfielders who aren't good midfielders at AFL level, but they can play a second role. And yeah, there's examples of defenders and forwards who become midfielders. Cornelio, that's a really good kick. And suddenly this game's only 14 points. And they've had more scoring shots. They haven't been better by a long stretch, but they're still, in the conversation. Huntsman says until the 80s. Yeah, right, fair enough, yeah. There you go. She thought North Melbourne were better than the Eagles. Well, at the moment, the gap's not that large. How do you think West Coast go next week? I think, I don't know. Let me answer after how Port play tomorrow. Port have a win, then I'm not tipping us. But we're a chance. Sicily started as a forward, now a key back. That's a good point, Riley. Has West Coast ever not had an elite ruckman? Well, we had Cox and Nat Nui, obviously. And before that, Michael Gardner had a good stint. I can't remember if he would be considered elite, but he was a genuinely good player. So we'll kind of count him as a good ruckman. Before that, I kind of forget who they were. I think it was like Laurie Keane back in the day, Jason Ball. Free kick. GWS, Tom Green. Another player in my fantasy team. So things are starting to go Giants' way for a minute. G'day, Ariella. Yeah, that was a crazy spoil attempt. That's Sparrow. Darcy Moore started forward, then went back. That's a good point. McGovern was drafted as a forward, really. Forward ruck. Oh, he's missed to the left, Tom Green. He's had a couple of shots on goal now. G-Train wingman turned forward. Good nomination. Chief Wardo mentions Ryan Turnbull. I couldn't tell you if he was any good. I just know the name. Jacob Kaczynski, defender, turned forward. Was Bailey Fritsch a defender? I thought he was always a forward, Huntsman. I thought he was a forward at like VFL. But I could be wrong. Richo forward, nearly won a Brownlow on the wing, yeah. I think Pavlich was All-Australian in like... Was he an All-Australian defender as well as a forward? Pavlich and Goods were good everywhere. That's very true. That's very true. Two of the all-time GOATs, those guys. Wow, thanks Hamish. Thanks for bringing it up, jerk. Five 1 plays 2-6. Will Freo win tomorrow? I have tipped Fremantle. I think they're better than Essendon, but it is not. It is a pretty close one, to be honest. Essendon tend to beat Freo in Melbourne. That's true. Another good player. So we're sort of starting to talk about like really versatile players. I think the original question was if you get drafted in one position and turn into another one, which I guess is still sort of the same thing. Stephen May almost with another intercept. Gee, I was about to say the Demons are so clean by hand. But right as I said that, he fumbled it. How do you rate Mitch Lewis as a key forward? I think he's good. I think he's really good. I don't know what his ceiling is yet, but no, he surprised me with his development. Him and Kaczynski could be a pretty good pairing for a number of years, and both were late picks. I watched it with a bunch of Docker supporters at the pub. They were happy. Yeah, Fremantle fans celebrate Eagles' losses more than they celebrate their own wins. That's not even a joke. I've never seen Jersey that happy about a Freo win, to be honest. G'day Chris, he says anybody else fantasy is down bad? I'm going to have a look. Was it not loading or just your score? Petrarca, dangerous. Don't know if it's got the bend, it does! Oh, it's overturned it. That's filthy. Petrarca kicked an amazing goal. That was an amazing goal. He is the best player in the comp, in my opinion. The only thing Dockers fans will ever have is West Coast not winning. Yeah, it does seem like it. They don't help themselves when they carry on when we lose. They sort of play into that sort of stereotype, if you will. Yeah, you know about Malta's another versatile player. I'm on 11-17 with 7 playing, but that's after this game. I have quite a few players playing in this game. So in this game, I've got Whitfield, who's on 49, Green on 41, Oliver 39, Canelio 60, Taranto's on 25. Taranto is my captain, though. Giants free kick now. Aspect points out Australian playing down back. Yeah, not ideal. I'm looking forward to him coming back into the side. Who is your favourite player for West Coast? It's always Shuey, but really Rioli's a close second, I reckon. Very gentle nudge by Langdon there. Yeah, Chulip says it didn't impact the contest. They're just very composed, Melbourne. But they're going alright, the Giants. There's a bit about them at the moment. They haven't been clean, though. Yeah, Dane Zorko, another very, very versatile player. What happened to Hall? Did he get injured or something? Or did he just have a stinker? Petrarca. And now Jackson goals. 19 points. Should we play dirty yesterday, you reckon? What do you mean by dirty? Do you mean bad, or do you reckon he just, as in, was going for the man? What am I trying to do? I was trying to find what happened to Aaron Hall. North lost by loss. More than us this week. What am I saying? Hammy. I see. Trying to find what he's scoring fantasy though. 50. Yeah, that's a stinker. Pat Kaz has switched to the NRL. Goodness. You must be bored. So, 19 points the margin. As I finished my first beer of the evening. Free kick to Oliver, which is good. He's in my team, but it's against Green. He's also in my team. Oliver sends it inboard. Jackson almost pinches it. Taranto gets a handball out. And then, I think it was McDonald belts it out on the full. No, not McDonald. Yeah, Hamish Naish was bloody good. Like, it wasn't amazing, his performance, but his effort, he's definitely close to our best player, other than maybe Barras. Crucial late couple of goals for the Eagles to avoid the largest defeat of the round. It was looking like it was going to be 100 points. I have tipped Port, CJ, but I'm not confident about it. I think Carlton are obviously better. I just wanted to pick a roughie. I should have picked Adelaide. What are you doing for Easter tomorrow? Not a lot, actually. I'm seeing my dad and stepmom in the morning. And then, yeah, not much. Go to the gym or something. Watch some footy. Rogue Rise is not sure what's the deal with Australians hating other sport codes. Like, you're allowed to like both. Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think in Australia it's kind of territorial. So, like, obviously some states prefer one or the other. But in my opinion as well, they're kind of, like, similar enough that it's hard to like the other one. It is very rare to find someone who likes both. At least in my experience. Like, I know they do exist. But it's not commonplace to find someone who genuinely gets around both sports. Himmelberg, he's looking inboard, doesn't want to take the kick. Bobby Hill gives it back to him. The double touch is killing them. Would we have rather West Coast keep the young mids and let the senior players build fitness? I think there was a case to be made for that. Oh, that was probably a free kick to Hill there. Even if it was just unlucky, it was probably still a free kick. Yeah, there was a case to be made for that, but I think we should have brought the players in. I think Barrett sort of reported that it may have been a sort of strategy for us to bring them all in, build some match fitness and embrace some short-term pain and get the players fit. Because you could question how much fitness they'd really get in the waffle. But let's be real, Xavier O'Neill and Connor West last night would not have gone any better. Do you feel like the Lions is a good place to go for injured field players? We help McCarthy, Danaher, Cockatoo, Adams be injury free and they start playing more regularly. Yeah, that's one thing that's been a bit of a hallmark of Brisbane over the last 2-3 years, is their ability to keep their playing list on the field. I don't know how much is in that, whether it's luck, I couldn't say. But maybe it's not, in which case, yeah. I think that was why Hawthorn had some appeal back in the day. I think that was a key reason Jager wanted to go there and not stay at Gold Coast. Jeez. GWS finally have a clean possession in the forward half. Oh, that's a mark. Hogan's given the mark against his old side. He needs to keep this. They can't miss him anymore. Bit of an outside question. Have you ever rejected a brand offer? It's a good question, Chris. It's a hard one to say. I get some random emails sometimes. It's starting to happen fairly regularly, but where the brand doesn't seem... Like, the email seems a bit dodgy, so I do ignore a lot, so I don't know if that counts. I've never been in a situation where we've gotten down to, payment amount, and I've said, oh, that's not enough. No, thank you. That's never happened. There's been a couple that have fizzled, but they haven't strictly declined. Like, ASOS wanted to do something with me, and then we actually had a few good conversations, and then one day their email bounced back to me, and then the website link was broken, so I don't know if that was real. It was super weird. It seemed really legitimate up until that point. So I don't know what happened there. And there was a few over summer that I let through to the keeper because I just didn't have time to sort of, pitch and negotiate and things like that. So yeah, there was a couple legitimate ones that I didn't take up on. There's different types of partnerships as well. Like with MANSCAPED, it's actually a genuine sponsorship. But most of the other ones I've been experiencing are affiliate marketing, which means I just get a percentage of commission. MANSCAPED is not like that. So I think MANSCAPED is the only one that's of that nature that I've been offered. What do I think of McStay possibly leaving? I think that would be a blow to Brisbane, that's for sure. I think he's an important player. I think the clubs that would be interested in him would be Victorian sides who need a key forward, so Collingwood immediately springs to mind. What about North? They've got Larkey, they've got Coleman Jones in there. Maybe they want someone more mature. They could be in the mix. You'd think Geelong wouldn't be. At least not this year, unless Hawkins is close to hanging up the boots. Carlton is all sweet. Melbourne, I think, are fine. Yeah, Hawthorn's a possibility, but again, they've got a couple of good young prospects there. Pack says the fact that MANSCAPED has such a massive advertising budget seems to throw me off. It is a weird strategy. Like they sponsor just about everyone. But it must work for them. It must work for them. The product's pretty good though. Like, they send us all the stuff. NordVPN was an affiliate marketing one that there just wasn't enough interest in on the channel, so kind of fizzled. Not enough people wanted VPNs. Wouldn't mind McStay. Collingwood, but the price would have to be right. Is he a free agent? I think he is, yeah. People tend to like Manscaped as they support so many good but inexperienced YouTubers and podcasters. That's true. But they got a variety, don't they? They go large and they go... they do Dill Buckley. Jamo and Dylan are pretty big. And UFC, weren't they involved in? Boys, I'm going to get another beer. Bear with me. Alright. Whew, head rush. Oh yeah, baby. Eli says that umpiring was hard to watch. Yeah, the crowd was getting stuck into him. That's for sure. Yeah, it wasn't great actually, now I think about it. Some questionable calls. How good is it having waffle televised every game? And I presume the VFL is the same now. So good. Spotify just gives Caden McDonald his own podcast. Good on him. Yeah, that's sick, eh? I've actually known about that for a couple months. So we've got a boys group chat. So he was anxious to sort of announce it, which is cool. And that launches in like 3 days, I think, I want to say. Or maybe a week. It's either 3 days or a week. I forget. But yeah, it's awesome for him. Yeah, so he's basically working with Dill Buckley, if that was missed. So Dill Buckley's production company is called Producey, so it's him that's signed Caden as a talent. And then set up the Spotify podcast, which is awesome. McStay will probably stay at the club, but with Hipwood coming back from injury, he would play as a forward role still. Yeah, I think there's room for him in that forward line still. Can you imagine the headlines if he left with that surname? I wish the Tassie Footy League was televised. Yeah, I don't get around the Tassie League. Is it any good? What happened to his podcast with Connor? That was a good podcast, but I think this has trumped it. I think it's a case of he's got this lined up. I don't know if Connor's involved. Connor, it's a bit ambiguous. It seems to be just Caden's show, but then there's footage of Connor there as well. Not too sure. But it was a really good podcast. Tom Mitchell, first guest. Is that confirmed? It doesn't surprise me because I know they've done work together. That's so cool if it is. How good was the Eagle win? Yes, thank you, Gaming and Edits. Real good. I presume you're referring to the third quarter where we smacked them 15-8. So we're going to Europe on June 13th. Do you reckon I can get to 20k before Europe? That would be nice. It's a nice little goal I'm setting. Probably unrealistic, probably fall a bit short. But it'd be nice to go on holiday with that. I reckon Dill should get Sicily on. Yeah, that would be good. He's gone through a few Hawks now, I think, as podcast guests. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I've seen Sicily interviewed before. Funnily enough about Collingwood going so tall because it pretty much made our VFL team tiny. Yeah, true. Halfway break, yes, the question's like 15 to 20 minutes. Pat, I am going to the UK for about a week all up. London and Manchester, I got friends there. I'm going to I think Mallorca and Ibiza, because I've never been before, and at 28, time's running out. I am going to... I don't think we said Mykonos in the end. So I don't think Mykonos, but I think Amsterdam and Berlin are also on there, and like Lisbon or something like that. That's right, Trilla. That's right, Huntsman. Yeah, those are the few I was thinking of. Am I still optimistic about the Eagles season? I wouldn't say optimistic anymore, but it's just a moment in time. It will pass. I think every team has horrible games, and that was probably our first horrible game. I don't really count the Derby in that because we just got so much going on at the moment. But I don't think we'll play finals, which is a big call, I know, at 1-4. Huge call by me. But, yeah, I don't have much hope for that. Thanks, Rod Wright. That'd be great. I've actually just under... I am 18,479 to be precise, according to my app. G'day, Mish. How are you, mate? Pat, I don't think your time's passed, mate. You're never too old for a beater. No, that's not true. I don't know. I actually feel like it would be quite a mixed sort of demographic, to be honest. I could see there being some older types in Ibiza. Hamish says you're just sounding like Simo. That's a good point. I maybe did get that praise from him. But it is like it is just one horrible, horrible game. And sometimes it's hard to perform well after a good win. You get a bit excited. You get a bit. Like I actually said this to Druzy during the game. I was like, I wonder if a few of them just thought, I'm good now. This is fine. Mish having another coffee watching the footy. Coffee watching footy is great. I would actually prefer to be having coffee right now than beer, but I'm not going to be doing that at 6:30 at night. Ibiza is like the Falls Festival. It's all ages as long as you gurn hard. Oh my god. What's gurning? Pat says, I'm 30, bit younger at heart. Me too, man. I'm 28. And with the heart of an 11-year-old. I mean, the Eagles played really well against Collingwood, but Collingwood missed everything and the Eagles couldn't miss. Yeah, they did play well. They definitely played well. So I'm just half expecting us to just play well against Port next week. Tulip says, how come I pay for KO and get commercials? Because I think it's just Fox. I think that's basically what you're getting. So Fox still has some ads. The alternative is just them having music, which they sometimes do if there's no ads. But you don't get the goal ads, which is nice. Hamish, yeah, there's no synergy, you know? Need to get some continuity and synergy. What did I think of the Crows-Tigers game, mate? I only really listened to it on the radio, but big win by the Crows. They've actually definitely got a bit about them, to be honest. The rebuild is going really well with the spirit they're playing with every week. Again, that's another Simpson thing. But they are playing quite well for such a young team. And they're good enough to beat some teams who travel to Adelaide. Some quality ones. I'm a West Coast fan, Cars. Unfortunately, this week. Might have to go to the game next week, but the price is at Adelaide Oval. Yeah, what would it cost to go to that? Collingwood versus Essendon. I would think Collingwood should win that, to be honest. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Who do you think, Amy? Oh, by the way, if you could like the stream while you're here, guys. There's 45 of you. Thank you for being here. Oh, they got some text highlights up on the screen at the moment. It's bizarre how good he is playing at this stage of his career. It's almost career best form. What are your thoughts for Carlton and Port Adelaide tomorrow? I've got a sneaky upset feeling in my stomach. I've got a funny feeling Port Adelaide will just play well. But I don't know. So Cripps is out, isn't he? Pitney back in? I'll double check the teams, but I think that is correct. And Port Adelaide are a strong clearance team, and that is Carlton's forte. Yeah, Pitney's in, and Cripps out. De Koning dropped. Oh, Leary is back in. And Robbie Gray. I didn't even see that. So, yeah, a couple of things going the way of... Scott Lycett out, though. And Wines. Oh. Mr. Tulip says, as an Aboriginal man, what do you think of Tex Walker? Oh, that's a loaded question. I mean, how could you really like him? I've never liked him beforehand, to be completely honest, but I just separate sometimes when I'm just talking about pure football and what I actually think of a player as a person. What he said was, pretty terrible, and he's an idiot as well. Really dumb, for a start, to think that that's acceptable and that won't come back to bite you is dumb. But I guess the other side of it is, I do think that he has been humiliated somewhat sufficiently. I don't know if people agree with that, but I think his name and reputation and his legacy has been completely tarnished by that now. So in some senses, he's paid a pretty hefty price for it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not Indigenous, so I can't say like definitively, but I feel like it's kind of open and closed now. But I think it received the backlash it deserved. What do you think? Why were they terrible, Harry? That's a good question. I think partly mental, not lifting after a good win. I think Sydney are a very good team, but they also know how to play us really well. I think we struggled to win a clearance. I think Nat Nguyen would have mitigated the loss a lot, and McGovern. Still would have lost either way. But having Nat Nui is a bit of a cheat code in the taps because you can really nullify their dominance when they're starting to get on top, which we couldn't do. So yeah, Nat Nui and McGovern in would have, helped mitigate the damage, but we wouldn't have won the game by a long way. Toby Green next week. That's interesting. Unfortunately, the Giants could have cooked their season before he even gets back. Cars, I go to Eagles home games because I'm a member. Yeah, fair enough, Tulip. I think that's a fair summary. I do believe in second chances and redemption. Yeah. But you got to earn it, like you say. Could you stream every time any AFL team plays? I mean, you could in theory. I don't have the energy or time to do that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done more than 2 streams of a football round before. Is that true? Maybe for finals. Maybe for finals I've done 3 or 4. I couldn't tell you, actually. Honestly, West Coast might have had their best team for the year on field against Collingwood. Yeah. Well, certainly the best performance. No, there's no doubting we need midfield reinforcements, and unfortunately the ones we brought in were shithouse. And whether or not they have an excuse is a matter of opinion. I think a little bit, but again, like I said, if the excuse is conditioning, then it doesn't excuse why they got belted from the first bounce. It's such a Collingwood thing for us to lose a winless West Coast and then almost beat Brisbane at the Gabba. That's true. That's just how footy works, unfortunately. I do think we can beat them at Adelaide Oval, Harry, partly because of how bad they've been, and we play well there, and I think we can put last week behind us to some extent. I believe there's a chance, but it's tough. I haven't watched Always Sunny, but I have had it recommended to me by people who think I would like it. Mish has been to 4 games in my 27 years and several visits to Down Under, all at the MCG. Oh, well, at least you picked a good ground to go to. What are some of the games you've been to? What's the best game? I mean, with at least the public perception, a person needs to actively show that they're trying to improve themselves and redeem themselves. Yeah, I agree with that. Other than just an apology and move on. That's true. Was Tex doing? I forget now. I'm foggy on the details. But did he do stuff like a course? Did he take like a cultural awareness course or something like that? Don't know if that counts. I think Collingwood will get the medal, and I could see Collingwood will win and maybe DeGoey for the medal. Do you think Hawks can make top 8 or beat Geelong? I think both is possible. Top 8's tough. I don't know if I have them in my top 8, to be honest, but they could beat Geelong. I actually think they're more likely to beat Geelong than they are to make the top 8. If that makes sense. Oh, would I, Mr. Tulip? What's that sounded so sarcastic. Oh, would I, Mr. Tulip? What streaming apps is it on? I wouldn't mind watching it. Yeah, Harry, I didn't see that result coming. That was a shock. Not so much the St Kilda winning. That's not a shock, but them winning by 69 points was a shock. Chris says the apology was terrible. Well, the public video was. Is that with him and is it Robbie Young? Was that with him in the video as well? Is that the one you're referring to? Which is better development path for a young team, being in a team that beats teams they shouldn't but loses to teams they should beat, or a team who can't beat good teams but beats bad teams? You'd probably want to be beating the best teams. I think that's probably ideal. Chat's starting to go off. I'm starting to miss a few. Chris is in the chat. Welcome, mate. Nice. Thanks, Basil. I don't remember the teams as I was on holiday. Oh dear, it's starting to move with some pace here. Collingwood Richmond games, yeah, nice. That's true. Degoe would get booed the hell out of if Pendlebury did. Who do you reckon is going to win the Coleman medal? Who's winning it right now? It was Max King and Hawkins? Is that right? It is still Max King and Danaher now. Wow, that's a surprise. Danaher's not a bad shout. Max King's probably been the pick of them. So if he stays healthy, not a bad shout, I reckon. And Hawkins still a threat, definitely. Oh, thanks, Cars. You're a good man. Cheers. Disney Plus. Oh, really? Like The Office as well? I will. I've got Disney. I watched Attack of the Clones last night, and then I went and watched Fantastic Beasts today. So, just your everyday 28-year-old things. Bring back flat track bullies. I need to see some wins this season. Yeah, bloody oath. We haven't won at Optus yet this year. Wonder what our biggest losing streak at Optus is. We must be at it. It can't be more than 3. We've lost 3 in a row now. I said Danaher would have a big year and I tipped him for the Brownlow before the season. He's playing great. Do you mean the Coleman? Yeah. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. I think Busher in our podcast tipped Danaher for the Brownlow. Fuck, Coleman. You've got me going now. Second half is underway, by the way. If Luke Jackson is out of contract and decides to go, does Melbourne still get a high draft pick compensation? So it would have to be a trade, so it would depend on what a team is able to offer. But yes, I'd imagine he would fetch a pretty big trade, even if he's out of contract. Top 5 pick and some. They'd probably ask for 2 top 10 picks, to be completely honest. Oh, that's a goal. Melbourne strike first. Is that Neil Bullen? No. Who is that, 23? I probably feel silly. I'm just blanking on his name. I know his face. James Jordan, of course. Looks different. Is he bigger? He looks bigger. Can Mitch Lewis win the Coleman? I mean, he could, but I don't think so. I think that's pretty unlikely. It'd be an amazing effort if he did. Yeah, collars look good. Who had collars recently? Mind you, when Melbourne had collars in like their shitty period, I thought that looked a bit average. But the Dogs have this cool Footscray kind of style collar jumper. I thought that was really good. I don't remember anything about Pokemon, to be honest with you, Tulip. Charizard. Is Charizard the baby one or the fully developed? Charmander's the baby one. Charizard. And what's the other one? There's 3. Let me know, guys. Collingwood are the only team to beat the Saints this season. We're too good. And we've beaten Collingwood, so Premier's West Coast. Greg reckons Tomahawk will win the Coleman easy. Maybe not easy, but it's a good shout. It's a good shout. I'd have him up there with, amongst any of the favourites. Oh, Flynn to Ward. Oh, it's touch. Heartbreaking. Charmeleon, thank you. Thank you. Pies could beat a prime Hawthorn then lose to North Melbourne. I just wanted to test your 28-year-oldness. Thank you. That's good. I was hot on Pokemon. I just don't remember that much. What were the 3 big elemental birds? There was a big, like, electricity one, a water one, and I want to say a fire one, but I can't really picture it. I remember Mewtwo. Jeremy Cameron is, in my opinion, probably the best key forward in the game. And I think Hawkins is the second best, to be completely honest. 19 points the margin. You could equally make a case for this game should be closer, and also Melbourne should be further in front. You can make both of those calls and it wouldn't be ridiculous, because they've had a lot of the play in that second term and just looked that much better. But GWS have had their own opportunities and blown them. Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. I'm probably saying that wrong. I remember the name Zapdos. I actually don't remember the other two. And what happens when you find them all and combine them? Like, is that a thing? I feel like there was an animated movie where if you get them all, something good happens. Educate me. Oh, that's interesting, Pat Kaz. There you go. Uno, dos, tres. That's funny as. I only realised, like, when I turned, like, 25 that my dad thought my obsession with Pokemon was fucking weird. I remember dragging him to buy me Pokemon after, like, my Taekwondo classes. That was my reward. And I would buy, like, a little figurine, and I loved it. And I used to get the cards every Christmas and watch all the VCR, the video cassettes. And, yeah, only recently found out that Dad thought it was fucking weird. And why wouldn't you? To be honest. If you're a man born in the 50s. You click your fingers and half the planet dies. I think that's a lie. Kangaskhan. Is that a real one? I'm going to Google it. Summon Lugia. Oh, fuck, I gotta Google this now. Lugia. Oh, wow. Goodness. So, what is the best Pokemon? I always thought it was like Mew and Mewtwo, but maybe it's Lugia now. Or Snorlax. What was the other one? Was it Muck? So crude. Regirock, Regis, and Registeel. You get them all. There's like some other one. Interesting. Chicken tendies and footy figure cards. Yeah, that's a bit cooler than what I did. I did grow up in Asia, but still Pokemon was big everywhere. G'day, Riley. Oh, another GWS 4A forward, intercepted by Stephen May. That's true, Chris. Petrarca should mop up and goal here. Here's the goal. Melbourne clinical. When is round 6 coming out? Oh, well, because this is a Monday game, I might record that. Maybe, yeah, no, it'll still be out on Wednesday. My round review will be... Oh, haven't decided yet. Maybe Sunday night. I've also got to record a True Footy show with Druzy. And maybe Monday night will be my power rankings. I tipped the Demons tonight, gaming, if that's what you asked. Let me Google who is the best Pokemon. A Cruise. According to Sideshow.com. Don't know what that is. The fuck is a Cruise? I completed the Pokédex last year in the game, so I had all 893 Pokemon. Wow. How's my fantasy going? Cornelio 67, Whitfield 74, happy with that. Oliver and Green 55 and 50. Taranto 38. Kick it to Taranto. A couple of +6s would be nice. Magikarp. Bobby Hill draws a free kick. That's just blatant. They are so bad at paying the like the drawn free kick. Like they'll pay it when it's genuinely a high tackle, and then they'll miss an obvious one where there was definitely just all drawn by Bobby Hill. Arceus, thank you, truly. So 50 metres and a certain goal here to the Giants, back to 19 points. Tell us a story of the best interaction you have seen between Busher and the general public. I can't tell you this story. I can't tell you. The clear one is coming to the forefront of my mind, but I just can't tell that story. I did tell it at his 21st though, which was ballsy. Pun. Darkrai. What's Darkrai? Darkrai? Oliver with a clearance. Bombs it as high up as it goes forward. Dark type mythical Pokemon. I think a lot of these have maybe come out after I'd stopped paying attention to Pokemon, which would have been like 2001. When did Pokemon really die off? Cosy Pickett. Good chase by Ash. Oh, Pickett wins it back. Should kick this, I reckon. Yes. Too good. No, not yet, Rogue Riot. G'day, Stat Chat. How are you, mate? I'm good. Just having a couple of beers. Thought I'd chuck on a stream. Pokemon Go was popular. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe I'm ignorant by saying it died off, but maybe I just grew up. I feel like it was super mainstream for kids, though, at my age. Sorry, when I was like 8. Did that stop, or did I just grow up? But I mean, kids these days aren't that into it, you know. It's not commonplace. Whereas in my generation, it was commonplace. Everyone knew about Pokemon. Yeah, there you go. So it's still popular, just not as popular as the 90s and early 2000s. So when did it stop being really popular? Max gone. Sends him inside 50 after a free kick from the centre. Spargo, that's really good hands. Neil Bullen, that's going to kill the game, I reckon. Pokemon is the highest selling media franchise of all time. I'm not really surprised by that. That's crazy. Mr. Tulip says his daughter loves Pokemon. Really? How old's your daughter? Pokemon cards blew up again a couple of years ago. Yeah, I get, now that I think about it, I guess that's like Logan Paul's still really into it, isn't he? It's mainly people in their 20s now. Well, that makes sense. Huntsman says some of the kids in his year don't even know what Pokemon is. Interesting. Yeah. Learning quite a bit about Pokemon on this stream. G'day, Donald Colt. Yeah, fair enough, Pat Kaz. That was my impression. Never even heard of Magic the Gathering. Do I like Cardman 22 live streams? Yeah, they're good. I like to stick my head in every now and then. Sometimes I'll be streaming at the same time, so it's hard, but... Harms sends it 20 metres out directly in front. Gorn almost grabs it, but McDonald kicks an easy goal. So the damn wall started to break. 3 quick goals for the D's here. RIP GWS says Scronchy. Is that sidetrack you're drinking? Yes, mate. I've been smashing these on every live stream so far. They go alright. Mr. Lachlan says Cardman is good. That he is. Yep. He's had explosive growth over the last year. If you care to look on Social Blade and things like that, he literally gets like triple my views, which is very impressive. He'll go past me in no time. There was a trend on YouTube earlier in the year that was smash or pass for Pokemon. What the hell? Interesting. Interesting. Send me the link as a joke. Thoughts on Ryder Henchy job at the MCG? Wait, what? Sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Did he get a job at the MCG? That's cool. Here we go. Sparrow. Oh, could have been a high there. I'm glad they didn't pay it, to be honest. I think GWS's jumper is crap, by the way. Backy Char's in the chat. Welcome, mates. I'm good, mate. Hope you're going well. What's the good news? Happy with the performance so far? Viney. Straight up in the air. Out of bounds. Some Pokemon are very attractive. Interesting. Try Little Fat Lambs. Not really my thing. I'm more of a beers man. He works at the MCG. Oh, that's cool. Didn't realise that. I have watched his vids before. I haven't picked up on that. Max going for the ruck. Holy shit. Yeah, good point. I didn't realise there was 2 Anzac Day games. I'm just reading that in the chat. Hawthorn and Sydney is the other game. Good point, Samuel Kitson. Clinical as required at this time of the year. That's very true. 12 goals too. They've been, yeah, a typical Melbourne performance. Haven't looked too far off their best pace. I mean, their best pace is like unbeatable, as we saw in the grand final, so I don't mean that level, but yeah, they look like just about the best team in the comp right now. Search up Gardevoir and tell me she's not hot. What am I doing with my life? Fine. Tell me she's... Are you joking? I don't see it. Looks like Lisa Simpson wrapped up in some lettuce. Aussie Lad says, Jessinator, what do you use to edit videos? I use Premiere Pro, mate. B-drill. I'm sorry, I'm just going to Google B-drill. Who is that? Is that Flynn? It's a goal. Yeah, it's Flynn. Oh my god. Let's just say if you smash B drill, I think it would be her smashing you. Based on that anatomy. I am a single man, LJ. Scrunchy says I dislike the Guadavois slander. Sorry. Would you screw an alien? This is how well my AFL media YouTube career is going. I need another drink. Oh dear. I love West Coast slander. Nice. Copped enough of that lately. I'm going to tinkle. Alright. And I'm going to get another beer. To get me through this Pokemon crap. I'm just kidding. I'm actually low-key enjoying it. Keep it up. I'm going to tinkle. Anyone here watch Fantastic Beasts or anything like that? I watched it today. I'm interested to see other people's thoughts, but I'm going to go tinkle. Alright, I'm back. G'day, Heath. He's in the chat. Welcome, mate. Vaporeon. That's not real. Is Tinkle code for flog? Yes. You save time by not cleaning up. That's how I did it so fast. That's gross. I'm sorry. I've had 2 beers. I do say tinkle a lot, yeah. Flog on the log. Listen to this, boys. Oh, fuck yeah. I did watch my team get flogged, yes, Michael O'Brien. And you've said that just in time for Sydney fan Heath to join the chat, so good stuff. I didn't bet tonight, Heath. I haven't really bet much this year other than maybe round 1. Well, Melbourne play, I feel an urge to also have a mass discussion around who is correct with varying arguments from either side. Mish says, haven't seen Secrets of Dumbledore yet. Is it good? Finally, someone takes that. It's decent. I thought it was the end, and it's not, which was interesting. But the second Fantastic Beasts movie was an absolute train wreck. But it was much better than that. Much better. Oh, another goal. Viney. Far out. Anyone got a good suggestion to help with knee pains? You have to message Druzy. Piss shivers are elite. What the fuck are piss shivers? Oh my goodness. Huntsman just sleep. Is that advice for his knee or? Me too, but I have a same game multi that is 100% not coming up. What was the same game multi? Turns out that all of your subs are Pokemon fans. You should do a cross promo. I'm sure that Busher knows most Pokemon. That's a good point. Busher would know. He loves that shit. Mish is a Harry Potter nerd. I also like Harry Potter. It's all coming out after a couple of beers. I like Harry Potter, guys. Now, Fantastic Beasts has been really mixed with me, but because I feel like it's an interesting subject, so I'm curious to see if it is a good story. I do think Jude Law was very good in it, to be fair. Very good acting performance. And Mads Mikkelsen is a lot better than Johnny Depp. A lot better. Oh, thanks, gaming. Appreciate that. Licky Tongue. Is that a thing? These names. Busher would be a fairy type. Savage. Excuse me while I Snapchat some thoughts. I'm joking. I am a big Star Wars fan, LJ, yes. I watched Attack of the Clones last night. Started watching Revenge of the Sith as well. I mean, I've watched them all. I'm just watching it again. Is that a Baltar in your hand? Not a Baltar. Don't know what that is, but this is a sidetrack all-day XPA. You get piss shivers when the beat drops. What does that mean? I'm confused. Licky Tongue. Alright, let me licky. You guys are probably just messing with me now. There's no real. Some of these are not Pokemon. Oh yeah, I'll look up Ligma. I do the ads for Harry Potter play in Melb. Loved Harry Potter up. Despite that, no interest in seeing the new Fantastic Beasts movie. Yeah, I only really wanted to watch it out of curiosity, more so than really being excited for it. Licky Tongue. Smash. Kenobi would be good. Yes, I am excited to see that. I love Ewan McGregor as an actor. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi as a character. What's not to like? Sith Inquisitor looks pretty dope. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I love Star Wars movies, Lachlan. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I think the new trilogy was average. The funny thing is, I walked out of all three of the sequel trilogy films going, that was amazing, as a spectacle to watch in theatre. And then after a while, I was like, wait a minute, that plot wasn't good at all. Rise of Skywalker was an example of that, where like the scenes were cool, the fight on Exegol and seeing Palpatine again was nuts, but the plot was terrible, and frankly, like, it just clearly made up on the fly. Heath, I am happy to have you on Snapchat, but I'm not going to put it in this stream. I've had bad experiences. Nah, I just don't want to. Tongue pics? Can detailing True Footy with Pokemon chat be a thing now, please? Yeah, I like to learn these things. Adam Driver just carried the sequel trilogy. I liked Ray. I know people didn't. I liked Ray. I liked Finn as well. Poe Dameron. I thought the characters were alright. It's just the plot sucked. Somehow Palpatine has returned. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Aspect. Doesn't make any sense. Terrible. But that's what happens when you have like 3 directors, or originally 3 directors. There's no synergy between them. Graham's Diglett. Diglett, yeah, I remember Diglett. Yeah, I see it. Ben Key's looking like that, oh my god, I've had a few beers and the name forgets me. Is it I want to say Peugeot. Puget? True Pokemon second channel. Yeah, well, it would just be consisting of me asking what the Pokemons are. What is Professor Oak? Anthony says Cars is the best movie ever. That is controversial. More of a Django Unchained man. Man, I watched Inglourious Basterds the first time the other day. Sick film. I love Django Unchained, and then saw that come up and I was like, fuck yeah. Adam Driver is good. I like him as well. Pidgeot, probably. Palpatine just casually survives the Death Star, blowing it up into smithereens. Yeah, and I watched a video just tearing apart the sequels today, and it was like, what is Palpatine's motive? It's like he's when he's puppeteering Snoke, he's like, we must kill the girl, and then at the end he's like, oh, my granddaughter has come home, just like my plan suggested. It's like, come on, mate. Yeah, you did, Heath. You did. Credit where it's due. What are the AFL player / Pokemon lookalikes are there? Greg says Pulp Fiction's better. Should I watch Pulp Fiction? I wanted to, and I chose Inglourious Basterds. I will watch it because I know you're going to say it's good. But one of my favourite parts of both of the Inglourious Basterds and Django was Christoph Waltz. So good. Such a good actor. When he's in a scene, you just can't take your eyes off him. Both he's an amazing protagonist and then a terrifying villain as well. Forrest Gump, best movie ever. I had that on the other day, and I must admit I wasn't like captivated, but I think it was also I probably wasn't paying the attention it deserved. Wiedemann with a behind. How to Train Your Dragon 1. Is it? I'm more of a How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, man. Is it actually good? Would an adult enjoy it? I don't know, I've had a couple of beers and I'm feeling receptive. Bowie. Go. In the background there's football on apparently. Going to the local team in Plymouth for some live football. English football soccer. Plymouth Parkway this season. Yeah, nice. Where are Plymouth? Is that like League 2 or is it... Where are they? My old roommate used to go for Plymouth. Oh, I should watch The Godfather. GWS are getting hammered. Yeah, they suck. They really suck. Harry says the AFL should add a pure Tasmanian team called the Devonport Devils. They should have a green and gold uniform. The gold meaning rich... So and rich and gold, whilst the green represents the colour of the land. Yeah, fair enough. Scott Pilgrim versus the Word. Interesting, I haven't seen these. But is Adrian Brody in Grand Budapest Hotel? I watched The Pianist, emphasis on the T, the other day. And he was very good in that. Oh, Cornelia miss. Should start recording your vids after a few beers. I have. No, not really. It'll be funny. Live streams are always better after a few. Oh, Liverpool versus City's live stream tonight. What time is that? Wait, why are we playing Liverpool and City again? I'm a bit out of the loop. We're not. You meant United. I was going to say, what the hell? My brain just... I was like, I swear that game ended 2-2. Oh, Toretto. Never watched Stranger Things. Now, you know what the best TV show in my opinion is? Peaky Blinders. #1 show. And Adrian Brody's on that as well, and he's fucking amazing in that. FA Cup semi. What? Tonight? You weren't referring to tonight, were you? That's where my confusion is taking place. Of course. When is, what? I swear that's going to be late on a weekday. That's the problem. No, she's not hot, Mr. Tulip. She's also 64 years old. Shut up. When I watched it in cinema, I was 7. I've rewatched it as an adult and still liked it. Sorry, I missed what film we were watching. What are you referring to? A goal to Wiedemann coming up. It's tonight, is it? Oh my god, I need to... Oh yeah, fuck, 10:30. I don't know if I'll still be up. I don't want to rule it out, but I don't know if I'll still be up. I'm having a good time right now, but I'm an old man. If Joyce was around and he wanted to join in, I would have him over for it. Bad Neighbours was not good, was it, Huntsman? That was not good, surely. Alright, let's just turn down the mum talk and the stepmom talk. Step Brothers, Billy Madison, Grown Ups 1, 2. You know what the best Adam Sandler film is? Controversial. Wedding Singer. Best film. Oh yeah, fair enough aspect. Are you talking about How to Train Your Dragon? How to Train a Dragon? How to Train Your Dragon? The game a week ago was in the Premier League. Yeah, I'm with you there. FA Cup is the cup. Yeah. No, I'm up. I know what it all is. I just didn't realise it was tonight. I'm out of the loop a little bit. I don't get to watch any games. I have Up to Sport, but they never on at a good time, and I try to go to sleep early. Yeah, it's a good point, Squanchy. We do get good time, good time slots. Heath, thank you, Heath. I'm glad you agree. It's just that I don't think it's the Adam Sandler film that comes to mind for a lot of people. They'll go to the comedies. Wedding Singer is my favourite, though. Have some whiskey. I do have some whiskey over there. I was watching Peaky Blinders the other night and had a bit of whiskey on ice. No cigarettes, though, because I'm a good boy. Best Adam Sandler film is Big Daddy. I remember watching that at the cinema, and I don't think I've seen it since, but that was a good film. I even liked Little Nicky, even though it's a ridiculous film. 50 First Dates is good. Yeah, a few people have nominated Forrest Gump. Swans or Hawthorn next Monday. Oh, you'd have to say Sydney at this rate. But Hawthorn have a knack for beating Sydney, that's the thing. They often do. We got 42 in the chat and only 32 likes, guys. Let's like it up. Three-quarter time in this tragically exciting football match between Melbourne and GWS. It is all one-way traffic. GWS suck. Talk me out of it. They could be bottom 4 this year. Mr. Deeds. I don't remember watching that. Demolition Man. That's what I'm going to have to Google. Oh, we just got up 10 likes. Thank you, guys. Just helps with my algorithmic rhythm. My favourite films are Django Unchained, Shawshank Redemption, Dark Knight Rises. You know what's actually an amazing film? Jojo Rabbit. Top 5 for me, close to top 5, yeah. Far out. And it tugs on the heartstrings, just an amazing balance of serious and comedy. Really funny. Hey, PDZ, thank you, mate. Thanks for the $2. You didn't have to do that, but appreciate it. It was 38-24. That's a good point. That's a good point. I forgot it was that close at one point. That's how one-sided this game is. Yeah, that's true. You can't see my sync today. I prefer this closer up option rather than the whole screen when it's just me. Can any team usually stay with the... actually stay with the Ds? Scary good when they are on. They're clearly the best team. Truman Show, yeah, I didn't love it, but it is critically acclaimed. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit's good. Saving Private Ryan, watched that as a child, don't remember much of it. Yeah, Shawshank Redemption ranks high. I think it was actually number 1 on IMDb films for a while. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, Rogue Riot, that's true. That scene with the shoes, that like hits you out of nowhere. Like it's a light-hearted comedy up until that point, and you're like, oh my god, far out. I watched The Pianist T with Adrian Brody this week, and man, like you learn about things like, you know, the Holocaust and World War II and stuff like that. You read it in books and you know it's bad, but when you actually see it, it actually really hits a different level. And that's the thing about Django Unchained as well, is that again you know about slavery, you know about that Civil War, but when you actually see the scenes, you're like, oh my god, this actually happened. Maybe it's just me and I'm ignorant. Oh, PDZ with another $2. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. You're a good bloke. Thank you. What are you talking about, Shula? That never happened. The Room. I did watch the Penist aspect. Watched it earlier this week. I've been trying to relax a little bit when I'm not at work or making videos. And a good way, I've decided I want to watch more movies. I don't actually watch a lot of movies. Not into horse racing at all, Michael. Unfortunately. King of Staten Island. Don't know that one. I've heard of it. I couldn't tell you anything about it. GWS with the first clearance. The comeback is on. Still loading up a few points for my fantasy team. Let's have a little gander while that's happening. D's win by Thunder 39 and Josh Kelly to kick goal. Yeah, that's not happening, mate. Sorry. I think you know that. So Tom Green's been disappointing in terms of fantasy, as has Taranto. But Whitfield, Cornelio and Oliver have been very good. Thanks, Samuel. I appreciate the sentiment. Mish, I'm a Harry Potter. Didn't really get around Lord of the Rings too much. I like The Hobbit, though. Nah, I can't say I've watched too much Formula 1 either, Aussie lad. Fiji, main man, is that where you are? Oh, yeah, it looks lovely. I feel like you need to go with a girl to those kind of places, so I gotta get that part of my life sorted first. Too busy making content. Out of bounds. Oh, thanks, Rogue Riot. Donates $5 to the Future Busher Legal Fund. Thanks, mate. The irony is, he is on the borderline of becoming an admitted lawyer. It's funny. No, but thank you for the donations, guys. Very kind. Green snaps from the boundary. Touch through. No, stays in play. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I'll check it out as soon as I find a lovely lady who will come with me. I'll take her there. I should visit Rockingham, says Aussie lad. I haven't been to Rockingham for a good while, like 20 years, I reckon. Rogue Riot, I haven't been to metros in. I've been once in the last year, so you're wrong. But I am going next weekend. Jamo and Dylan are doing some sort of headline act there. I don't even know what that involves, but I said I'd go with Druzy to hype him up. Spargo Bubble, as I call him. Gets the ball back. Scronchy hasn't been out of the country since 2018, and that was Thailand. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm so keen to leave Australia for a little bit. It'll be so nice to travel. I was in Vietnam, like, as the pandemic started. Only just got back in time. But yeah, travelling in June. Sounds good, Aussie lad. Book it in. We'll get a photo. When are you coming to the MCG? That's a good question. I was going to last year, and then the border stuff happened, and I missed out. But yeah, it might not be on the agenda this year. But it'll be fun. I haven't been since 2018, the grand final. Mr. Chula, what is your big footy username? It is the Jesmac, DAJESMAC. Yeah, I've been on big footy since 2009. Never been to Broome. Yeah, nice one, Anthony. That sounds good. Guys, I've broken the seal and I need to tinkle again, but if you could get us up to 50 likes in the next minute, that would be hot. Love close games of footy. G'day, Roger Lee. Mr. Tulip, 2006. What's your username? That's cool, Mish. Yeah, you should do it. Yeah, no, my bladder is like, I pee a lot. Should probably get checked for diabetes. But no, I think it's just, I drink a lot of water. But it doesn't take much beer for me to just keep peeing. I don't know, it's just a thing I do. Neil Bullen misses to the left. Yes, tiny bladder. It's proportionate to my nuts. Bipolar Bear is my username. Yeah, I know that name. Essendon? Sorry, I do, because there's so many of you, I forget sometimes who you go for. But if you can confirm that it's Essendon, then I definitely know who you are. Video idea, do West Coast preview and review for each round. I thought of that, man. It's just a lot of work, and then, but I don't know how much interest there is as well. I do plan to do videos when the Eagles are especially shit or especially good, because the views are there, frankly. So, but I also don't want it to be an Eagles channel. So, but if I had more time, I would do it. Oh, nature strip and very elegant. Interesting. No, I don't know anything about it. Sorry, mate. Prolific urinator. Yeah, Mr. Tulip, I've definitely seen you around at Big Footy. Definitely come across that name many times. That's funny. There you go. I posted a lot less over the last few years, but I used to be a very big poster. I was 15 when I joined, and I used to get into Bay 13 constantly and take it so seriously because I just didn't get it. Scrunchy, that is, you're a pies man. I can't see from here. Is that Finn McRae in your picture? G'day, Jamie. Jamie makes beats. Is Tom Green on 0-3? He's up to 82 fantasy points. I'll take that. Yeah, 0 goals, 3 and 28 possessions. So could have had 30 and 3 in this game. I didn't watch the Melbourne Cup last year, to be honest. No, probably at work. I was Matt Rao. Interesting. Ah, it's hard to tell from this picture. Oh, Sparrow with some pace. Shrugs off a tackle. Spargo, bubble. Oh, it's not a great kick inboard. Oh, well done. That's Melbourne footy, that. Fritsch kicks a goal. It only says I have 4K posts, but I deactivated my account during uni so I could concentrate. I had 100K posts. Bay 13 live. Yeah, that's it, mate. Oh, I was such a nuffy. I've really only sort of calmed down over the last 5 or so years, probably. Oh, maybe a bit more. What is your opinion on Poms having mullets? It is a bit strange. They seem to be the last on the bandwagon for that. Like America and us, we've certainly gotten around it. I asked my UK friend, he says you see a few a little bit. I don't mind them. I like mullets, to be honest. As you can tell, I've got one. That rings a bell, Michael. Very elegant. Yes. Rogue Riot wants to know about the ratio. The thing is, yeah, they're probably like 3% that actually know what they're talking about. But I think the 3% are worth it. I think it is actually, there can be some very intelligent discussion on there, which is why I stay. Particularly on draft time, I think there's it's a good place to be. There's a lot of draft experts on there. As a neutral, Melbourne are so fun to watch. Yeah, they are so bloody good, aren't they, Ben? Mullets do have a limit. What uni did you go to and what course did you do? I don't know if that was for me or for Mr. Tulip. I went to Curtin and I did law and marketing. Double degree. So I have a law degree that I have not used. Melbourne to win by 100 plus? Nah, I think they only went leading by 67. I don't think they have 100 in them. Some are just rancid. That's true. You do get some like bogan ones, and you have some more classy, sophisticated ones. A mullet's ironic. Yeah, I think mine's kind of ironic, but I also think it actually looked better with a mullet than without it. What about my marketing degree? Asked Heath. I did an internship with it. I haven't used it yet. We'll see. But I'm in a weird position now with Bunnings where I've moved up to a certain degree in Bunnings where if I went and got an entry-level job in marketing, I would probably be taking a significant pay cut. So that's kind of why I'm happy at Bunnings, but I enjoy it as well. Mr. Tulip did behavioural science. Interesting. What's your degree, Rogue Right? Petrarca, inboard. There's two demons. Oh, sorry, two giants. Nearly. McDonald brings it down. Greg says only 3, maybe 4 teams beat Melbourne at the moment. Hopefully they're peak before finals. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't like a team that's dominant the whole year is it's a dangerous place to be. And they lost to some average teams last year, like Collingwood and Adelaide. Drew with Hawthorn. They only lost to bad teams almost. I think the Bulldogs beat them once, but they will falter. But they're banking the wins now, which is ideal. He says, "Is there a limit to where you go at Bunnings?" Not really, mate. To be honest, the upper end of what you can do at Bunnings is actually really good. The only thing is obviously it's competitive, but it's competitive anywhere, right? But it's probably competitive at a lower level, like to push for that, 100k job is very competitive. Whereas, other industries, you sort of get to 100k before it gets competitive. Does that make sense? So there's that. But the top end that you can do at Bunnings is very, very good. There is 8:49 remaining. Jamie Makes Beats says, Bunnings a big dream killer in my opinion. My last day was Friday. Yeah, right. Interesting. It's not the worst call, but I think it is a good place to work personally. No, we don't get free snags because those are community groups that do them. Actually, I completely lied. I mean, what I said is true. But lately, Bunnings has been paying for the team to get snags, so we get a coupon. So yeah, we do actually get free snags. But that wasn't always the case. I've only done a couple of sausage sizzles because they're community based, but we have to do them if the community group doesn't show up, which is dumb. Why there's so few people at this game? Probably a combo of Easter long weekend, people go away, and the fact that it's GWS. Bunnings snags are better than normal snags. Fair point. That's right, Oliver. Slap it on your boot. Get that +3. Yeah, I'm in the same boat aspect. I've barely noticed Whitfield at all today. I'm not paying the most attention on this game, to be fair. There would be close to no neutrals. This game is a fair point too. Yeah, GWS suck, man. Yeah, I'm hungry too, Scrunchy. Good point. Oh, nice one, Mish. Thanks for taking part, mate. Oh, thanks, Mr. Tulip. I appreciate that. That's a very nice thing to say. Yeah, no, this has been a fun stream, actually. You guys have really brought the goods. I think it's you guys being very active as much as anything that's made it good, so thank you. Am I going overseas with friends? I think I'm meeting a few friends overseas. I got a few friends that live in like London and Manchester, so. Sorry, I'm replying to Heath Sheehan. So the Demons go forward again. McDonald. And it's a certain goal here. Do you ever refer to your pianist as a bunning snag? No, I call it my Adrian Brody. Yeah, Rogue Right, how exactly does it work? Like, if you kick it and it's an ineffective kick, do you get like any points? Or is it negative? Do you think having Toby Green back will make a big difference for GWS? I think it will be a big difference, but I still think they'll suck. To be honest, their team should be playing better, and Leon Cameron's in danger. Yeah, it's a fair point, Aussie lad. Yeah, the Tigers got very vocal, didn't they? Understandably. Fair enough. I don't know. I'm happy for D's fans, though, to be honest. I'll get another beer. Sorry, I cracked it before I came back. Sorry, guys. Oh, Jamie, I didn't realise that was you, mate. I didn't realise that was you. How are ya? Jamie makes beats. Do you make a bit of music, do you? That's cool. Mate, that's funny. I've seen you around for so long. I knew exactly who you were. Thoughts on the Saints? They're a tough one to get your head around at the moment, aren't they? Wow, Melbourne are 19-5. I don't really know what to make of them. They've been pretty good. They've been pretty good, let's be honest. But they need to test it against a tough opponent. I don't think they've had a real good test yet. In fairness, smashing Hawthorn is a pretty good test, but we probably will get a good read of them. Oh, they've got some winnable games. They've got GWS and Port. And then they've got Melbourne after that, so yeah, that'll be a good test. That's a good point. He does have the hair of an SS soldier. Pat Kaz, Tigers still had 50k games when we were garbage. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I personally actually didn't mean to suggest that they came out of the woodwork. But they... Yeah, I guess I don't know what I'm saying. They were... The interest just exploded. But you're right, no, Richmond always had a very, very well, maybe not supportive, but there was a lot of them even when they were bad. That's a good point. I do remember when they spat on Danny Frawley, though. That was fucked. But of course, memberships are going to blow up when a team wins a flag. Like ours did as well. New world record for getting off the couch to tinkle or get a beer. It's funny because I really wanted to pee before when I went to get that beer, and I was like, nah, I won't do it. Max King or Ben King? That's a good question. Well, I would have said Ben King fairly confidently in terms of what they produced so far, but Max King is producing just as good. Oh, you went through a phase with making beats and YouTube vids. You should change your name. Oh, you should get back into it, mate. Why'd you stop? Is there a reason that Eagle Swans vlog was on Drew's channel? He does matchday vlogs, and I, to be honest, don't really enjoy doing them anymore. So he wanted to vlog, and I said, go for it, mate. Did I know that Nature Strip is the fastest sprinter in Australia and the world? I did not know that. But now I've learned a fair bit about racing and Pokemon tonight, guys, thanks to you. Melbourne might beat Essendon's record of one loss all year, I reckon. I've never seen a team just flog good teams in such a nonchalant fashion. They are very good. They're almost as good as the team as I've seen. What's happening there? Is that cramp? Giants players got a bit of cramp. That being said, they will falter. Cameron sacked by round 12. What's his contract status? I think that's a pretty good shout, though. I think he could get sacked. They are underperforming, there's no doubt. And it's been a number of years now. The team should be better. Who's better, Josh Kennedy from West Coast or Sydney? I feel like I'm too close to this Darth Jar Jar. But I feel like JK, like West Coast JK, is better, to be honest. But they're both outstanding players. Elaine, yeah, I'm devastated too a little bit. It wasn't good, but hopefully we can shake it off. But yeah, there was no real silver linings in that performance. Of all the games in 2022, this has been one of them. Well, you can't deny that, Pat Kaz. There's no denying that. Bobby Hill. It's a good goal. I'm definitely not doing West Coast smash or pass. Can you imagine, like, eventually doing a video with them one day and then, like, them finding that video? Oh, yeah, I'd clap Liam Duggan. I still do it now and then, but for fun, but stop trying to monetize it now, focus on my career. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, that's cool, mate. It's good to have a hobby anyway. Last night was terrible. Nah, good call. I was there, and it was... Oh, it's just bad from the start. I thought we'd come good after the first 4 goals. That's usually how we roll, but nah. Great goal from Bobby Hill there. 6 goals on 11. So 24 scoring shots to 17. So 7 difference. But Melbourne have been far more clinical, and that's why it's 72 points. Which forward is the best, Rewalt, Kennedy or Hawkins? That's a good question. I feel like Hawkins is probably third, but he's the best of the 3 right now. But I don't think he's as good as Kennedy or Rewalt. Jeez, very hard to separate Jack Rewalt and Josh Kennedy for me, to be honest. They're both outstanding. I think the goal kicking record probably will speak to it a little bit. Yeah, Darth points out how good Nation's been. Yeah, he stood out last night for his effort and intensity. Just played a lone hand at times. Oh, well spoiled by May. Gives him a shove for good measure. Rewalt, Kennedy, then Hawkins, says Tulip. Fair point. Fair call. I think it's I think there's, sorry, not daylight. I think there's like almost no daylight between Kennedy and Rewalt, but I can understand why people would say Rewalt. Fair point, Heath. Fair point. He's second rate. That's so harsh. Elaine says, only games in 2018 can make me happy. I don't know. We've had a few good wins. Collingwood this year and Richmond last year. They were outstanding wins. Nah, she's second rate. Goodness. Nice one, Rogue Ride. I'll take it. How good will Freo's dominance be tomorrow? I don't think they'll dominate, but I think they'll win. Julep has Taz bias. Yeah, fair point. Yeah, it's hard not to be biased. Connor West, I think he has the potential to be a good role player at AFL level, a Mark Hutchings type. But I think we're struggling if he's in our best 22 at AFL level. But I'm glad we have him, if that makes sense. He's got good agility, gets out of trouble really well, but his skills are really average. But he can improve those. And more his composure than his actual foot skills, he'll improve. Hawkins for strength, Kennedy for smarts, and Rewalt for mobility. That's a bloody good call, actually. Yeah, can't argue with that. Yeah, I think you've nailed it. Kennedy is a freak for his intelligence and skill as well. I'd say his skill is... They're all skillful, but I think his skill and smarts is how I'd group that. But Rewalt's skill is unreal as well. So we've got 30 seconds to go. Is that Reece Conco's a runner? It's a random roll. So this will make it 72 points again. Misses to the left. Jack Rewalt overtook Nick with the amount of goals. Who is the best player? Tough question. I feel like Rewalt did a lot more up the ground, even though Jack, I feel like, was good up the ground too. But Nick, I think, offered a lot in addition to his goals. So, I don't know. Jack's more, yeah, obviously the better goal kicker, but Nick also played in a team that won games without scoring a lot. So style was a factor there. Interesting point, Aussie lad. Darth Jar Jar picked the Eagles by 10 points. Brave. Michael O'Brien says he's made $16 million. Holy shit. That is impressive. That's a fair point, Rogue Riot. I actually really don't want to play them in a final for that reason. Yeah, fair summary, Heath. Especially when you win 3 flags. So Melbourne run out 67-point winners in a very one-sided performance. They are looking well and truly the best team in the comp, I think it's fair to say. Just going to see how my fantasy ended up. Wheatfield 101, Green 104, Oliver 111, Canelio 98, and Taranto a little bit disappointing with just 92, and I captained him. Did I see Nick Martin playing the waffle? I never saw him play, but it is bizarre that a waffle player can come in and look so ready-made at AFL level when he's not even, a highly regarded waffle player. That is interesting to me. So I'm surprised. It was a close game, Aussie lad. You're not wrong. 19 goals, 6. That performance was Eagles-like, you'd have to say. Melbourne will have a dip, but they need to time it well. Yeah, 100%. They need to have that dip like round 18, round 17, 16. Those 3 rounds. Then come good at the end. But then again, Jack never had someone come behind him like a librarian. Well, we don't know too much about his sex life, so we'll just leave it at that. If Melbourne don't win 3 flags with this list, that'll be stiff. Reminds me of Richmond's 2018 year, but even more dominant and flawless. It's a fair point. I don't feel like they're just going to win 1 flag. They're insanely good. Very, very clean. So it's been a pretty, as a few people are pointing out, it's been a one-sided round in a few games. And even the close ones weren't close, right? Like, St Kilda and Gold Coast was 4 goals. And Adelaide and Richmond was 19 points. Everything else, oh, sorry, my mistake. Brisbane and Collingwood was close. Big win by the D's. Yeah, Reece Conk on Melbourne runner obscure. That's weird considering he's like Perth-based and, well, from Perth and played for Fremantle last year. Weird. Michael O'Brien keeping up with the horse racing facts and statistics. I like it. Reminds me of Nick Maxwell being the Giants runner for years. That is weird, isn't it? You'd think they could do something better with their time. Scrunchy, I would hit the gritty, but it's past 8 o'clock. You know, don't know if I have it in me. Would have got every tip right if I wasn't a nuffy for Collingwood tipping. Yeah, I would have got every tip right had Richmond not been disappointing. Yeah, I tipped the Tigers, but they've let me down. You know what? I've tipped Richmond incorrectly in all 5 games so far. Tipped them to beat Carlton. I tipped them to lose against the Dogs. I tipped them to... Oh, I can't remember. I might have tipped them to beat GWS. I think I got that one right. Never mind. But all the others, I got them wrong. Sov says it feels like it's going to become a trend for West Coast and Richmond to be terrible and great at the same time. Yeah, well, I think we're more terrible than great, but it's certainly true of Richmond. Is Boomer Harvey still a runner for North? I've had a few beers, I'm starting to stutter. Who's a better coach, Simpson or Malthouse? Well, that's tough. I mean, I think Simpson's a very good coach, but Malthouse has the extra premiership and probably more success, but it's also a longer time period. Simpson's win-loss ratio is very good too. So you say Simpson for now, but you can't really assess until the end. Gina Reinhardt is a runner for Freo. 3 out of 5 tipped wrong. Right, I mean. I got 4 out of 5. No, well, there's 6 now. There's been 6 games, so I'm 5 out of 6 with just the Richmond one wrong. Jamie reckons Darling should have stayed unvaxxed. Man, people are really big on hating Darling at the moment. Yeah, the whole team sucks. He hasn't even really caught my attention yet. Adam Hunter or Wayne Carey, well, that's tough. Pretty 50-50 that one. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to wrap it up fairly soon. So, thank you for being here on this impromptu stream that we only started at quarter time. It's been good fun. If you could like the stream before we wrap up, that would be hot. On the Good Friday halftime goal shooter thing, I thought I saw Boomer wearing runner shorts. Maybe you're right. But he cycles. Nice one, Pat Kaz. Yeah, I regret not having O'Driscoll in my fantasy team. He's been very good. Handy little player. It'd be nice to have some WA young talent like they do. And we got Hoff. He's pretty good, but still. Thank you, Rogue Riot. Thank you, Aussie Lad. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Mr. Tulip. You've all been fantastic. Thanks for being our mistress tonight. No, anytime. Anytime. Benjamin says, what is the best team you've seen for 1 year? It's a great question. I'd say Geelong 2008, ironically, when they didn't win. And Melbourne, I think last year were pretty amazing. They had some bad games, but I'm happy to overlook those for their top quality football when it mattered. They were very, very good. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it there. It's been a good 2-hour stream. Thank you so much. And come on Liverpool later tonight. I'll see you later. Just going to hit end stream. This always takes a moment. But thank you very much.